ba? And yung recording, Sir Rafi?
Yep, I'll begin recording.
Okay. Okay ba?
Walang sounds. Hindi ka ata naka-share sounds. Options, share sounds.
Okay. One more time.
Once you share screen sa taas, may drop down dyan na pwede mo i-share sounds also.
Okay na?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay, 1 minute. Mag-loop pa ulit tayo ata, Chard. Okay. Hi everyone. So I'm Rafael Hambalos. I'm your host for today. So let me share lang my deck. So for some short announcement and syempre introduction din of our speakers. Okay. Hi everyone. So welcome to the Startup and Business Meetup of the AWS User Group Meetup. No? So syempre, AWS is all about making your lives easier, right? It's about doing all that undifferentiated heavy lifting so that companies can focus on what they do best, right? Which is provide value to the customers however they see fit. So in this talk, in this meetup, we will focus on three entrepreneurs and founders and CTOs that are applying AWS in their companies, right? So we will see AWS in action and how they were able to leverage the AWS platform, kumbaga, to differentiate their platform from other providers out there and also provide that value to their customers, right? So yeah. So so we'll have three speakers for today. So I'll introduce them to you one by one, and we'll also have a intermission in the middle and a program at the end, right? Yeah. So before we start, first and foremost, we are welcoming all speakers and volunteers. So if you have a topic in mind that you want to share, right, feel free. So you can approach us, you can approach me, you can approach Sir Rafi or Chard or any one of us in the AWS leadership team, right? So if you're if you want to share something but you're afraid or medyo natatakot kayo, so just let us know. So we will mentor you on how, or like give you tips on how to become a speaker, on how to polish your deck and all that, right? And besides that, we're also looking for volunteers, right? So we're very welcoming to all volunteers who want to help out, organize the meetups and other events, right? So let us know, message nyo lang kami. Yeah, so a few announcements lang before we start, no? So we have this AWS tutor schedule, right? So for the Cloud Prac examination and the SAA, which is the Solutions Architect Associate, right? So we have, for February, we have yung Certified Cloud Practitioner, right? Ongoing, right? And also we have that for March. And then for April, we have the SAA, yung Solutions Architect naman, right? So this is a great opportunity actually for everybody, right? Even if you don't have much hands-on experience in AWS, you just have to agree to the conditions, no? You have to you need to share your experience. You need to attend 3 sessions, right? It's written naman in the screen. So yeah, so with a little bit of determination and syempre the mentoring from Sir Rafi and all the volunteer mentors, you will be able to get your certification, right? So yung Cloud Prac is a really good start in getting your in going to your AWS journey, right? So links is provided here. This is also included in our AWS user group meetup page, right? So you can go to that link, or you can also chat us, Sir Rafi or me or myself, right? So we can approach you and help you, right? Yeah, so next is the AWS user group PH swag store, no? This is store.awsug.ph, right? So this has a lot of swag. So if you have your tech friends, you want to gift to them, right? So this is a very easy and convenient way to gift, kasi you can just put the address of your friend there, right? So syempre you have to pay for it. Pangit naman kung cash on delivery, right? So yun. Yeah. So and also if you want swag for yourself, there's a lot there's it's not just t-shirts, it's also notebooks, it's also pillows. Actually meron din umbrella, I think. So yeah, it's a diverse, so check it out, it's very interesting. Yeah. So next is shout out lang to the recently certified. So we have si Marvin Arcilia, right? Certified Solutions Architect Professional. So yeah, let's give him a round of applause. Yes. So yun, pero ibang level yung professional, ibang achievement yan. Yeah, so yeah, yep. Yeah, I think that's the end of the announcement. So we're going to proceed to the meetup proper, right? So we'll have 3 speakers. So first we'll have si Sir Jon Bonso, then si Sir Mike, then si Sir Jonas, right? So yeah, let me introduce si Sir Jon. Si Sir Jon would be doing the first talk for this meetup. So si Sir Jon is the co-founder of the Tutorials Dojo, right? So it's an ed tech startup that provides high quality educational materials in the cloud computing space, right? He has been recognized as an AWS community builder and a participant for the AWS Dev Acceleration Program, the Dev Acceleration Mentor Program. So he currently holds 9 AWS certifications and is active in various AWS communities, forums, and user groups, right? So let's welcome Sir Jon Bonso.
Hey, thanks, John B. Thanks, everyone, for coming here. And yeah, I'm so honored to be here with you. So for today, I'll be discussing about basically my startup story and how you can be a successful startup owner as well. So let me share my screen first. All right. Can you now see my screen, guys?
Yep, we can.
All right. So, okay. So how to launch your startup with AWS. So from building your MVP or minimum viable product to scaling up your business using the cloud. So let me remove this bit first. Okay. So hold on. Just close this one. All right. So for now, I'll talk about Tutorials Dojo, and afterwards, the startup mindset. And then the third one will be the scaffolding, basically the core services for your own startup. So basically your mail services, domain, your website, and the likes. The fourth one will be the actual building of your MVP with AWS. then do a quick demo, and then lastly will be sharing my startup journey, and then you can ask questions. So I'm only given like 20 minutes, so let's get started. So now, Tutorials Dojo is a fast-growing edtech startup. We actually provide various tech topics, but we actually focus on cloud computing, on the cloud computing space, specifically on Amazon Web Services, Azure, and GCP. And by the numbers, we actually have 200,000 users worldwide in 173 countries. On top of the list is actually from the United States. The second will be in India, third is Australia, UK, Germany, and the seventh is in the Philippines. So we have users from Udemy and in Portal. So Tutorials Dojo, anyone here? Well, we use our portal for their AWS practice test and for their exam. So yeah, so this is Tutorials Dojo, and we have here, the stack we actually use is just simple WordPress and EC2 and RDS. That's it. But the numbers, basically, we're earning millions. Simple solutions, but we're earning millions of pesos. That's why that's the power of AWS, because you can save your cost and so you can scale globally in a matter of actually days or even minutes, right? So later on, I'll discuss it further. Now, basically, our product is simple, a humble practice test. Now, we have AWS. You actually have, quite recently, we just released machine learning and all of that, and then Azure, and then GCP. And as I mentioned, we actually quite popular in the market because we provide like very detailed explanations, bonus flashcards, and different testing modes. We have review mode and all of that. Again, this is also all in WordPress, all in simple, easy to auto-scaling Europe with an RDS database. Quite very simple architecture, but the startup is actually booming, I would say, without any VC, venture capital. All right, moving on. We also have our ebooks. It's also available on Amazon Kindle. And in partnership, in collaboration with Amazon Web Services, the digital training program, we actually provide free courses. So we have machine learning, cloud practitioner, security practice, security specialty, and all of that. So as you can see here, you can take a pic of what you can see. Basically, it's actually a static S3. So we have S3 bucket. You put all of their digital assets there, like this learning module. We have a cloud front in front, basically, and then that's it. It's actually embedded on our WordPress site. So as you can see here, it's like serverless. It's cost effective, and yeah, it works. So feature comparison, I won't tackle that, but as you can see here, like we provide a lot of training option, but it's actually quite, you have a lot of features here, but the core is WordPress. It's quite easy to scale up when we have a core, right? I don't have to write my user case and all of that. It's all there. So yeah, and after that, the main features, I mean, the features that we provide is actually like a custom made. So, but I would say the platform is there. So yeah. And a quick introduction. So it's actually, I'm the co-owner of Tutorials Dojo, along with my wife, Jon Bonso. She acts as the CFO of the company. And we have Chris Wing Comendador, is our actual full stack developer, Eljan Acevedo, and Valerie Tabuena, and all of that. And also we have our external content creators. So Adrian Formaran, Matt Hidalgo, Kenneth Samonte, Lervin John, Jerome Pagitpatan, Joseph Alfred Pineda. So this is actually a team. We're actually all Filipinos, and we're proud because in the Philippines, I would say it's a tough market to be a startup, and a profitable startup is quite rare. So I would say I'm quite happy with our team. We work hard to provide high quality products in the Philippines and also in the world. So just very quick timeline. So I actually graduated from college in 2007 from Apo Makati. Started working in Lawson Softwares. Now it's Infor. So I was an associate software engineer back then. The first, I stumbled with doing websites as a freelance developer, but no traction. No, it's like I'm having a hard time charging students like charging my clients for 5,000 pesos. Back then, it's quite hard to scale. Then moved to Australia. I work in Singapore first. My salary actually increased for 5 times. And then moved to Australia as an IT contractor. Then I started Tutorials Dojo. Before, it's actually just using JavaScript and Java and all of that. And well, very quick timeline. So I got a national, I became an Australian citizen, and as you can see here, you have a lot of failed. As you can see here, you have different failures in this journey. So started selling Udemy courses, no traction. But eventually, in 2018, I started creating AWS practice tests and courses. That is when I gained traction. So 2019, I quit my job, and the rest is history. All right. So now let's start to the proper. So the startup mindset basically is basically simple. Is there a market, your product? So you have to ask for the need. Is there a need for your product? So where's the market? Where's the marketplace? For us, the first market is Udemy, right? Afterwards, we created our own marketplace, which is Tutorials Dojo. Who is the market? Of course, you have to know who is your customer is. Is there a gap in the market? So there goes your opportunity. And who are the top sellers in the market? So you have to know the competition. So very quick one. Now, let's talk about building your scaffolding for your own startup. First and foremost, you have to create your own domain first. So any name, like actually, it's quite funny. Tutorials Dojo is like, it's actually just a made up name, to be honest. I don't know. I don't have like because I have a lot of startup before and it all failed. It's like, okay, I just create a random name, right? So my suggestion is just create a domain name. You can change it later on, I would say, but yeah. To build your scaffolding, start with Route 53, the registered domain name, and then using Workmail for your email client, and then storing your media files and static assets using Amazon S3. You know, this one is quite basic. So yeah, as you can see here, it's quite cheap in RT53, only $12. And you can also move from, if you have an existing startup, you can actually move your domain to RT53. And then you can secure your domain name with the DNS. This is actually a quite new feature. DNS security. Basically, this will secure your website for man-in-the-middle attacks. But yeah, it's not. I would say it's not that. If you're in the fintech section or in that industry that you need like twice security, this is actually quite important. But if you're like a simple startup, I think you can forgo with that. Now setting up your email, domain, and client, you can do that in Workmail. So that's the first step. First, go to your Route 53, register your domain. Second is use your Workmail. Why? You can actually use cPanel, all of that, but I'll share you why. So this is the Workmail, and because you can actually apply for AWS Activate program, you'll get a lot of credits. So just a story. Last year, we actually didn't pay that much of money for our AWS cloud bill because we have a lot of credits. It's like we were given 3,000 USD in our incorporation. And yeah, it actually helped us on that journey. So we're actually earning money, and our bill is quite low. So this is actually one of the things you have to do. AWS Activate program. And store your media files, your static assets. Quite easy, but if you want, you can also create your S3 serverless systems in here. And right, okay. So building your minimal, so we can use Lightsail, Beanstalk, Elastic Beanstalk, AWS Amplify, or your custom AWS architecture. So it depends on your goal. So for us, for Lightsail, as you can see here, you can get started with WordPress. As mentioned before, Tutorials Dojo website's simple WordPress website with customizations. But then just click here and then you're up and running, right? Add some WooCommerce there and you can start accepting payments. So the one thing about Lightsail is this one. You can see here, it's quite cheap, like 3.5 USD per month, $5, $10. You know, it's like what you see is what you get. So that's one thing as well. Cost management is very easy. And for Elastic Beanstalk, so if you have like a Node.js application or any custom-made application, just upload your code base and you can easily manage your architecture there as well. AWS Amplify, so this is a new one. I like this because you can create your mobile app and your web app as well. So later we'll go through this in the demo. And it also has this new feature. This is called for the admin interface. So later we'll talk about that, but it's easy. Like for CI/CD, as you can see here, you can provision, you can build, deploy, and verify. And custom AWS architecture. For here, you can leverage on two things. One is your AWS Quick Start. So as you can see here on your right. And second one is your CloudFormation stack templates. So if you want like a simple, instead of WordPress, you can use a lamp stack or mean stack or MERN stack. It's all there. Of course, you can also create your own, but yeah, it depends on you. You have all of the options. So okay, it's demo time, right? I'll do a quick demo. So you guys, you can see my screen, huh? So here, I'm now on my AWS Management Console. Very quickly, so let's. Yes.
Not yet. Slides pa rin.
The slides. All right. Okay. Let me share my screen. How about this one? Guys, can you?
Amazon Light Sale.
Yep.
Yes, can you see it now?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Okay.
All right.
Good evening.
So yeah. I actually started some projects here. I started just this afternoon, and I have a startup now. One Shop, the awesome tees. This one, I can this one, T-shirt and all of that, all done in 30 minutes. So I have T-shirt. Let's just try out my creation. T-shirt, add it to your cart. Yes, I want to pay now. View my cart over here. And okay, V-neck T-shirt, update to cart, proceed to checkout, and we're in business. That's it. So we can, for this one, you can accept payment, proceed to PayPal if you want. Okay, if you want that. But I'll show you how, right? So first, I just created a simple light sale. So let's time it. So it's 7:23 here. I'll create a WordPress website. No, just okay. What's my budget? Maybe $5-10, and Dojo 1. Great instance. Let's time it at 7:23. Okay, and so basically for this one, also added, if you want to add an LMS, learning management for your own, is actually free. LearnPress is a free website, free plugin for WordPress, and I created a bunch of courses here. So look here. So we have curriculum. Oops, I have this course. This one, I have this course. I have section 2, section 3. Yeah, as you can see here, it's this only WordPress, right? But it's working basically. So yeah, that's basically for Tutorials Dojo, simple manner as well. It's also basically a WordPress as well. And as you can see here, I'll do a quick check. So while we're waiting for this one, for our light sale, oh, actually it's running now, the Dojo 2. So we start at 7:23, guys, and it's up. And now, okay, while waiting, so I have here like a sample practice test on Tutorials Dojo. Again, it is also WordPress. And yeah, basically, as I mentioned before, this one, we have practice test. So this is actually just a plugin. And then this one is also a plugin as well. We have bonus flashcards over here. But for this one, for this integration, this is actually an S3 on a static website. I'll just let's view the code. What's this? So this is what it is. It's I'm calling. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's I'm just embedding using an iframe. This one. So for this one, data analytics looks fancy, but it's just a static website. So you have here data analytics, right? But still, as you can see here.
My name is Michelle Metzger.
Yeah. So again, and this is the S3 bucket, as you can see here. This is actually a S3 and the CloudFront integration, something like that, right? Okay, so for here, I have this Dojo 2 for light sale. So you can pretty much start using this one. So let me see, 13.2.3. So this is the one that we just created a while ago. So okay, so it's still, I think my net is slow, but anyway, let's start off. So while waiting for that, I also created here some of because I know I know it's no, oops, 503. I think it's still deploying, right? I think it's still deploying. So let's wait for a moment. Oh, okay, there you go. So you have your simple WordPress website. Ta-da! And so I want the bother you can do and all of this. So for this one, this the one that I created before. As you can see, I just show you very quickly. I just added the WooCommerce here. You know, just go to the plugins and everything. And you know, for SMS, the good thing about this one is Lightsail is you can integrate your CloudFront, your, for example, this one, Alexa integration, CloudFront, as you can see here. So if you have some Poly, Amazon, AWS Poly as well, you can also do that. So it's quite easy. For the plugins, you know, just enter that. So yeah, that's Lightsail. And aside from typical WordPress, you can have Django for Python. You can even have cPanel. So I prepared a cPanel here. So just type there, cPanel. If for my fellow web developers out there, you can see it here, right? You have a lot of it's this system. You can even start your own web development system using WHM. Right? What else? So this is the quick start that I mentioned. So if you want like you know, Python or MERN stack, you have MERN stack here, or maybe other ones. So yeah, you can start off. So very quickly, I only have 3 minutes left. But okay, let's do this. So that's it. So again, all of the things that you can see here is all WordPress. Very simple, but it's very profitable, I would say. So yeah, you don't need to have a complex solution. You just have to know what you're doing. So this one, AWS Amplify. So you have yeah, I don't have time to show this, but you have yeah, we can do this. Host your application backend and web app. It's full suite. So that's a good thing about it. So right, this is my very quick demo, and okay, all right, I'll wait. I'll go back to my slide. Hold on, and okay, can you see my screen over here? Okay, hold on a minute. All right. Okay, hold on, guys. I'm having some technical difficulty. All
And
right.
guys, while waiting, no, you can always ask questions anytime using our Q&A panel, by the way.
All right. Yeah. So okay, that's done for the demo. Can you now see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Keynote. All right. Sorry about that. So that's done for demo. So my startup journey. So basically that's it with AWS. Now you can ask me anything, but first, a word of advice is choose to be an entrepreneur because then you create value. Choose to be an entrepreneur because the products, services, and jobs that you create then become the lifeblood of our nation. But most of all, choose to be an entrepreneur because then you desire a life of adventure, endless challenge, and opportunity to be your best self by John Conway. So let's help our country. Our country is in shambles, our GDP is low, but we are the future of this nation. And before I go, as part of the AWS Developer Advocate Program and you know the AWS Community Builder, can you please scan this QR code, please, for me, so you can get possible incentives and AWS credits for this. So yeah, you can let me know if you're done. Maybe I'll give you guys 30 seconds.
Yeah, scan guys. So you can register and may incentives yan and credits. Right? So something you can use in your hands-on, right? Ma-apply
Alright.
niyo yung sa light sale.
Yes, that's correct, Jambi. So yeah, 7:30. I think I'm on the dot. So yeah, can we proceed now on the QA, Jambi?
Yeah, just leave it like that, no? Para we can ask the while in QA.
Okay.
So I think we have our first question here via the chat, no? What did you use for your content distribution CDN? Or no need for edge locations for this project?
Oh, we need it. Because as mentioned, right, our demographics is all over the globe. We have customers in the United States, in India, it's all over the world. We use 2 different CDNs. One is StackPath, and the other is CloudFront, as usual. So yeah, I think I would say it depends on your system, because for us, StackPath is quite easier to do that for for WordPress because the integration is quite easy. For CloudFront, you can also do that for WordPress. So it's a case-to-case basis. Some enterprise companies use Akamai. That's for enterprise level. So yeah, it depends on it depends on the business.
Maybe I can build on top of this question, no? What region did you choose, or are you operating at a multi-region deployment?
Yes, the first one is you have to know your customers. So our customer basically is in the United States. So yeah, that's the region one. And of course, we have a read replica and all of that. And yeah, we're actually using a multi-region, but it depends on your system. Some of our system, basically when you start it up, when you're actually starting, the very basic is like one instance because we're just trying out to we're trying out the market. So it's in my opinion, if it's just starting up, you don't have to do complicated things. You can start up like one small instance like in light sail, and then eventually you can build it, right? So yeah. But to answer your question, we started it in the usual, in the default one, the Virginia region.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys. So if you have any questions, forward lang sa chat or sa Q&A.
Any questions?
Medyo tahimik pa yung questions, no?
Tahimik question. All right.
Wait lang tayo konti. Maybe I can ask also, no? In the
sure.
meantime.
Sure, okay.
Okay, thank you. Siguro what I wanted to ask lang here is, you guys obviously are experts in writing and creating content for AWS exams. No? How did you start that off? Like, obviously you still have to study, no? Or you cannot study your own content, right? So how did you build that expertise?
Yeah, first off, so thanks again for that question, Rafi. To build it, as mentioned on my, if you can still see my slide, can you see my slide, guys? So basically, this is my timeline. Well, I started off in the industry as a software developer, and I did a lot of websites. I did a lot of systems, and actually, I'm a contractor. I'm an IT contractor in Sydney, and I've handled a lot of systems from Telstra to Westpac and different quite systems as well. I actually have 12 companies. In my 12-year career, I have 12 different companies to work with. That's how I build my expertise for this one. And second, we're quite active. We're quite active in AWS documentation. So you can see, a lot of GitHub requests, a lot of, as you know, the AWS documentation is quite, I would say, not perfect. So we also do that. We're active on providing feedback and all of that. So yeah. Rafi, I got a question from Timothy.
Yep,
in
go ahead.
All right. So hi, Timothy. Yes, I know you're from Sydney as well. So this one, regards to market best practices, full blown for Azure and GCP. Well, actually have a upcoming upcoming release for Azure 104 next in the coming days. So for GCP as well. But we're also planning to do a video course as well. So yes, so we're trying to do full cloud because that's the market. And answered. All right. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, Sir Jon, siguro I have a question lang kasi I have a lot of friends then starting out in AWS, right? So
yes.
we're in the midst din kasi of helping people get certified, right? So what advice can you give people out there starting out their AWS journey, studying maybe for the Cloud Prac or for the Solutions Architect Associate? Like any advice that you can give them?
I would say be passionate at what you do. I know it's a cliche, but it is what it is. You have to be passionate at what you do. For me, I'm quite active in Reddit and in LinkedIn, and you can see it in Twitter because I love what I do, right? And I love talking to other people, sharing the expertise because I love what I do. I'm passionate at what I do. So that's the advice that I have to share to you. Just focus on helping people and be passionate at what you do. Because without it, you you won't go far because of that.
Yeah, completely.
I think we have two more questions here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna read the questions now. From Emmanuel. What lab practice or hands-on activity can we use if we want to focus on cost optimization?
Cost optimization. Well, you have your trusted advisor for that one. But I would say it's experience. For me, in my point of view, I'm not sure if you can still see my screen, but basically, experience. Try out your portfolio. Like I have this product, right? And I have your light sale and all of that. Always check your bill, right? For example, RDS. One thing is this, in our startup, we learned that at times the snapshot itself is cost 10 times more than the actual MySQL database itself, the RDS database itself. So it goes with practice. It goes to what I called earlier about your passion. You have to be interested on those tiny little detail. So so basically what happened is in our RDS instance, we forgot to export our database to S3. Those snapshots to S3. So like archive it, like Glacier. So yeah, those things you have to learn by experience, and be interested at what you do.
Yeah, we have other questions here, pa.
Okay.
From Edward, asking, can he seek your advice on what AWS topic and technologies will he focus so he can get his first AWS cloud engineer job?
Yeah, sure. You can contact me on LinkedIn and I'll be there. But yeah, you can also go to our website, tutorialsdojo.com. There's a section there to what are you going to do for in your career and everything. One tip, hot tip, as mentioned, I'm a job hopper, serial job hopper, man. 12 companies and running. One thing is go to your jobstreet.com.ph and look for the actual job posting. Focus on those specific skills that being asked there and sought after, and then focus on getting that skill and get that portfolio, create that portfolio. So yeah, that's the one thing.
Yeah, we have another question here. Then from Jess, what would be the first thing to learn AWS? I think he's a .NET developer, but not familiar with AWS.
Yeah, first thing to learn is simple. It's just cloud computing. I would say not really the first thing to learn with AWS. I would say just start a virtual machine, the very basic one, like what you did, like create a .NET virtual machine or a Plesk web server in Lightsail. So that's it. Then eventually you learn. Again, with just like I said before, it's your passion. Like, be curious of what this is. So yeah, this first one. Anonymous attendee. I'll also answer your one. Do you think it is better to move to Lightsail? It depends. I think one thing is it's only a VPS, right? There's some restrictions in Lightsail and in your actual EC2 business stack. So I'll say for your MVP, start with Lightsail. But for if you want to go, enterprise now, you can go for your custom, AWS architecture. Thank you, anonymous attendee. Okay, Timothy Monito. Timothy again. What's the toughest problem in building the Tutorials Dojo? I'll be honest to you guys. It's the market. If I guys, can you still see my screen? Basically, the market is king. So I won't take long. But remember in our this one startup mindset. Is there a market? You can do a lot of like machine learning, advanced stuff, the hell I care. But if there's no market, if there's no need, your business will go down. So yeah, that's actually the tough one. So the problem is actually the market providing the solutions that actually being needed. Yeah.
Sir, one last question before the next. See Sir Albert.
Albert, hi Albert. I want to start a business who I am going to contact to start. For advice. Who am I going to contact? With little capital, I am CCP already. So yeah, you can contact Rafi, who is the AWS scout as well. But I think you don't have to start or contact someone. You can contact me in LinkedIn. I'll try to do that. But yeah, just try it out, right? And I think the first one to contact, not the cost that the people, contact your customers. It's like, hey, how can I help you? How can I? Because that's the thing. You have to ask what's the need that you have to fulfill. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. And yeah, and before I go, yeah, I'm quite proud that of our team, of our Tutorials Dojo, and for the AWS community group as well. I do hope that please continue to support us. We're in the market, all Filipino team, as you can see here. So yeah, let's support our own. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir John. Yeah. So nakaka-inspire din building an all Filipino team, right? And having that worldwide reach with Tutorials Dojo, right? So nakita niyo naman guys how simple it is to create your own website, right? So focusing on that what value you can give to the customer, right? And finding that right that correct or that appropriate AWS service, right? You can start, sabi nga ni Sir John, you can start as a simple WordPress website, right? It's the content talaga. It's how you differentiate yourself from the customers and really from the competition, right? And that's how AWS is going to help you, right? Yung doing all that undifferentiated heavy lifting, right? So yeah, round of applause for Sir John. Thank you, Sir Jon Bonso.
And if guys, you didn't notice it, but we have Serena also who gave an announcement about the QR code. Serena, would you like to just reiterate it again?
Hi, everyone. So this was actually very, very impromptu, so I'm not quite prepared for it, but thank you very much. So just to introduce myself, my name is Serena. I've recently joined the AWS team as the new developer marketing lead. And I service Southeast Asia. So this is actually my first time joining in AWS Meetup session with the AWS User Group Philippines. And I just wanted to say that it's just very gratifying and meaningful to hear about John's story. So thank you for sharing that. So I was actually just pinging them in the background to let them know that for the guys or any ladies, everyone who's scanning the QR code, we have 10 vouchers of $20 credits to be giving out exclusively for John's session today. And so just scan away, fill in your details, and you will receive the credits in your inbox in about 1 to 2 weeks time. And there is no clause to it. We just really want you to try out the platform and explore it for yourself. So yeah, I think that was about it. And thanks for letting me come and say hi to everyone, and I hope you gain a lot of value add and new learnings from the meetup sessions today. Thank you guys, great work.
Thank you, Serena.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thanks,
guys, so scan away, fill up that QR code. There's a form actually when you scan the QR code, right? Yeah, so you'll have the chance to earn that 20 USD credit, so you can play around, right, with your AWS account, right? Yeah, it's exciting. So yeah, for the next I'll introduce to the next speaker. So our next speaker, so our next speaker is also a founder and a CTO for a startup company. So let me read the So let me read my prompt for. Yeah, so he is an industry veteran for more than 20 years. He has worked for several companies, including Microsoft, right? Before founding a business intelligence company in Vancouver, Canada. 10 years ago, he moved to the Philippines and started a real use software. His current passion is now working on the Farmers Market PH as his latest venture. So let's give it up for Sir Mike Martinez. Sir Mike?
Hello, good evening. Let me just share my, just give me 1 second. I want to do this one. Just ano lang, just watching John's presentation. Actually, I got confused what I should be talking about. So I thought I'd be talking about. I guess I'll touch up with a little bit of introduction, and guess I'll dive into farmers market a little bit. What kind of technologies is powering farmers market, and maybe the reasons why we decided to do farmers market, especially in the midst of COVID. So a little bit of introduction. So I guess I'm on the other end of the spectrum. If there's a seniors discount, maybe I can apply for it, right? So I feel a little bit old in this setting, but I've been in the industry for like more than 20 years. Actually, I'm more of a Microsoft guy. I used to work in Microsoft in Seattle for 7 years as a lead developer before deciding to, say screw it. Why am I working so hard to build products for these guys? I can just do it myself, right? So I started. I quit my job, started a company called 3AG Systems. This was in 2007. Late 2006, 2007, January 1st. We were doing business intelligence and data analytics for Microsoft. So we handled 24 different data warehouses, and we did all their analytics for them. And this was before all of the, the cool buzzwords came out, right? Like with all the data scientists and all of the, all of that, all the dashboards, all the graphs, all that. Like we were doing all of that stuff when it was considered boring. Now it's a little bit more of a cool factor thing now that everybody is trying to do, and it's becoming a big part of how you do business, which is great. Back in the day, that was more of a luxury. Big companies were able to use and leverage the power of the data they collected, but most companies, small companies, never really understood that. So fast forward to that, 2011, I moved here. After getting married, saw some opportunities in the Philippines, decided to expand. I moved here and started a software company. I worked with Microsoft to push business intelligence here. Nobody knew what I was talking about. BI was bad influence, not business intelligence here in the Philippines. So all my presentations, everybody was sort of like, just what is he talking about, right? So decided to pivot that company, and we started building software, mostly because a lot of the companies did not have ways to even collect their data. You have POS systems, but that's as far as they get, and they never leveraged anything like that. So we started building software, both for outside companies and local companies here, and going fast forward again, 2013 to 2015, I was very, very active in the startup community here in Cebu. I found 3 startups here, really hoping, to bring that startup, that what we had back home, and the passion and everything else. And honestly speaking, after about 2017 and onwards, 2016 to now, I sort of, in a way, lost touch of that. Mostly because, in my opinion, a lot of the teachings were incorrect, right? We were hyping way too much stuff on how to do pitch decks and not how to do business, right? A startup is a business, but everybody was learning how to build pitch decks. And none of them lasted, right? So, you know, I kind of discouraged, you know, I went as far as building I put up a building and then have my own co-working space and then provided free software development uh, um, courses, you know. Um, that was in 2014. It lasted till 2016. And I sort of just, you know what, screw it. It wasn't worth it. You know, that building is now a 7-Eleven, right? Um, but, you know, fast forward to now, I mean, you know, AWS software still builds software. We tend to large companies here. Aboitiz is one, for example, but that's not really the focus of my talk now. I want to talk about farmers market and how it came to be. But I did want to say something about around 2013, 2014. Somebody came up with the same idea. It was called Farm to Ket. There was a lot of like all of these startup ideas where they want to bring the farmers and bridging them to the consumers. And I was actually mentoring that particular startup, and I told them I don't think this idea will work, right? And then it's funny because now I'm making the platform. Well, we built the platform; it's running, but that's 2021. So I wanted to just share the reasons why we did it, and why back in 2013 I said this idea won't even take off. And this is, I think, what everybody needs to learn in terms of how you view and study the market conditions, right? In 2013, right? Remember, Shopee didn't start until 2015. I was there when Shopee was first introduced. I had a booth right beside them. Same thing when PayMaya started. Okay, so we were there in the same booth in the first startup conference in Manila. So there was no way an idea like this would take off at that time, because everybody was not familiar of ordering online, getting it delivered to their house, right? That's the reason why, you know, that's the reason why, you know, people, there was still CDR King, right? There's no more CDR King because you would rather order your stuff through Shopee and have it delivered to your house. So the reasons we built Farmers Market was the market conditions have changed. Thank you, Lazada. Thank you, Shopee. Thank you, Gcash. Thank you, Smart. They sort of paved the way to do that, right? So that's the number one. That's number one reason. Number two reason, we started to do this right in the smack of COVID, which we started last February last year. It took us about 6 months to build the platform. So we're a software company, so we know how to build platforms, especially enterprise software. Unfortunately, we don't have the luxury like John was showing, where I can just go click a few buttons and I have my own Shopee or I have my own Lazada on a mobile app, right? And then we wanted to have it do more than what Shopee can offer. So we had to build it, right? If it's not around, you're gonna have to do something. So we built it. So because of COVID, and because even, you know, from my own experiences, we didn't leave the house for almost a year, right? We have everything ordered online, shipped here, including groceries, right? So, and everybody was actually doing it. People were going on Facebook groups like Let's Eat Buy, right? And people were selling like goods online, right? And this is because of COVID. So once again, the market condition have changed. So that's when I decided, you know what, you know, our family business, we also have farms. So I was like, you know what, maybe this is the time. Let's study this. I think this might be the time that this will work. Okay, so this idea. So from there, we have this in front of you, Farmers Market, disrupting the food and essentials experience, right? So, okay. So going into farmers market, no, farmers market. The word farmers market is actually sa gawas, no, outside the country, not in the Philippines, but really it's more of a local, you know, that's where it's a local marketplace where farmers sell their goods, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's, you know, fruits and vegetables lang. It, it could be anything. It's kind of like that night market, that Sugbo market thing, right? That we have here in Cebu, where people sort of just, you know, it's a pop up food stalls, right? So farmers market is sort of the same idea. So that's why we call it farmers market. Okay. So really it's a digital platform where local producers of goods can sell to consumers. And I understand that it's already in a way sort of played out, right? But the thing is, if you look at Grab Food, Food Panda, those are cooked food, right? What we want to do is to link actual farmers who are having a hard time to consumers who wants the, you know, fresh stuff, right? They don't want, you know, being sold whatever was left because the retailer couldn't sell it, right? So because of the pandemic, I looked at it and I said, you know what, this is going to be a huge disruption, whether we like it or not. This pandemic is really changing the way distribution is happening. So we want to take a look at that and see what we can do to, you know, work with it, you know, use it as an advantage. Our first and foremost is really fear, right? Because the pandemic, everybody was scared to go to the malls. Now, actually, if you look at it, you've seen the numbers. The numbers are going up. 1 out of 2 people in Cebu seems to be testing positive. That's because everybody's so relaxed, right? I drive down the street, people are not wearing masks. It's crazy, right? The ones that are staying safe, they're a little bit still paranoid, but it's fear that's really forcing them to stay safe, right? The ones that are sort of like relaxed, so laxed in the rules, they're the ones that are now in the hospitals, right? But because of this, it changes the way retail business works, and that's what we wanted to solve, right? So more and more retailers, you know, I have a lot of friends, the owners of RC Goldline, owners of Cellpod, they're all asking me, hey, I want to move online. I mean, the reality is retail business is being hit. If you have a store in the mall, you're not going to last very long, right? You're going to have to move somewhere. You're going to have to move online, right? So now the second part is really technology, right? So Philippines is the largest adopter of mobile devices. We are 1 and 2 in Facebook, right? We use Facebook for everything, right? So we are very keen to adopt to doing things on mobile, right? Surprisingly, outside the country, more, you know, like when even Canada, you know, I barely did stuff on my mobile because I had to do it on my laptop. But as more and more mobile phones are getting more powerful, people are moving towards there. But in Asia, it's mobile first because it's, you know, the laptops that they sell here is complete crap. You can buy a cell phone that's way more powerful, right? People are selling 4 gig hard drive laptops or 4 gig memory laptops, and your phone is 6 gigs. So your mobile phone is actually a lot more powerful. And not only that, it seems like it fits. Everybody wants to be on mobile, especially in Asia, right? So leveraging the tech, and now you have this problem with the market, right? That's really what we were wanting to, you know, take advantage of, right? Obviously, when you want to do a startup, it's not because it's cool, right? You want to do a startup because there's a need for it, right? I'm just going to rephrase it that way. John said it a different way, right? You know, identifying your customer and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you do a startup not because you're a rock star ninja developer. You do a startup because you see an opportunity and there's a need and there's a gap and you want to fill that gap. The third part, and I think that's huge, is habit, right? It is habit forming. Facebook is habit forming. You probably go to bed and look at Shopee before you go to bed because there's a flash deal or a flash sale. It's a habit. Everything is a habit now, especially on the phones. We're all addicted to our phones. So that was one of the other push that we didn't do. Oh, you know, a lot of people say, why don't you do a website first? And I'm like, well, yeah, but the market in the Philippines, everybody's on their phone, right? And you could just do more if it was a mobile app. And because of the habit forming scenario, everybody is always on their phone, right? I can just order a battery pack, a replacement keyboard. I can order a laptop and then have it delivered to my house right off my phone, right? I don't want to open up my laptop and then go through that. I can just do it on my phone. So because of these three things, we decided to come up with the farmers market platform. It's currently running. We are in our final features list so right now it's on Android only, but the next one will be pushing out iOS in the next few weeks. So really it's typical mobile app. Think about it as like it's a Shopee or Lazada, but for foods and essentials. And when we say foods, we're not the same as Food Panda or Grab Food, where it's a cooked food. We don't really cater to restaurants. We're more into trying to bridge, like what I call them suppliers, because not necessarily farmers. Farmers, sometimes we have this we have this picture when you say farmer, it's like this poor guy that is pushing the Carabao but our family business has been around for more than 30 years, and we deliver shrimp to Manila about 7 tons a day. So it's a huge farm. When you're talking about farms, what my target market is, it's not the small farms, it's the large ones, right? So people that are raising literally, for example, stock farming, right? Pigs, supply of pigs in Cebu is huge. We like our pork here, right? Shrimp, a lot of vegetables, right? So that's who we are catering. We are not catering to, Angel's Pizza because somebody wants to order that. No, it's basically getting fresh food, both to the end consumer as also as to distributors also. So we put everything together now. We sort of took a page from what we see in Lazada, but mostly we also took a page from what we see in the Facebook groups where people can just browse. We put in everything from, all the real-time updates. I mean, pretty much it's at the same level as Shopping Lazada. We built it from scratch. We are a .NET shop. We are a Microsoft shop. So we built this out of Xamarin, using Xamarin. That's why we can push iOS very quickly. So we built once and pushed to 2 different platforms. But because we are still putting in our features list and the features keeps on changing, I don't want to double my work. So our dev team, once everything is good with Android, then that's when we release the iOS. I'm taking a lot of too much time, but I'm not going to go through my business model and all of that stuff unless you guys want me to, right? This is a pitch deck that has everything, including the opportunity, right? The growth strategies and stuff. So this is a fairly long deck, but I'd be glad to answer any questions on that. But basically, I just want to talk about. Oops. Oh, hold on. What happened? Hold on. Let me get back. Share. Let's go back to this. Okay. Okay. So, so basically, I want to talk about what's driving this in terms of AWS. So our main thing is running on EC2, right? Our APIs are running on EC2. Really, it's just hosting our APIs. Our database is running on RDS. Our images and all of the stuff is sitting on S3. The notifications is obviously it's using Firebase for Android and APN for Apple. We have our mailing. We use, actually we don't. No, our mailing we use no. We use Amazon also. If I'm thinking about another platform that we have, it's using SendGrid. But yeah, we moved that to Amazon because we couldn't figure out that we had problems with SendGrid for some reason. It wasn't playing nice. So yeah, we just decided to change it to Amazon. But other than that, I mean, that's really the technology that drives our platform, right? It's only the backend. Our mobile device, our mobile app is Android, iOS. I'm planning in the future to put in more of like some of the machine learning to put into this, so we can actually do a lot of good suggestions, right, for our users when they're searching. But for now, our main focus is growing the business, right? So right now we operate in Cebu and Manila. A lot of our products are coming from Mindanao, actually. So because a lot of the farms are actually in Mindanao, so we are actually going right across. So we make our orders, we ship it through air freight, right? So it's really fresh. So some of our products are harvested early morning, and it arrives in Cebu or Manila by the afternoon. And then either we will deliver it ourselves, or we use Grab to deliver it to our consumers, right? So technically, straight from the farm, it goes to your table by dinner time. It is a bit of a pain. It is a growing pain. There's so many things that we're learning as we go along. But yeah, that's a challenge for every startup, right? So just to close, typical execution strategy. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. So bootstrap first, right? VC funding later. That's one of the reasons why I got turned off from the very beginning with this whole startup thing, because people were talking about pitch decks, and you gotta do these pitch decks. I think if you should put in your own money. You want to start a business, you put in your own money. When people come up to me and say, "Hey, Mike, can you fund my startup?" My first question is, how much money did you put in? I'll match it. But if they're not willing to put in their own money, why should I put in my own money, right? That's crazy, right? So you want to get to a point where you want to accept funding. You should bootstrap first. Definitely put in your own money. Prove to everybody that your idea is right. Yeah. It is a gamble. Business is a gamble. There's no guarantee, right? Build a founding team. In my very first startup, my business intelligence startup, we had a lot of issues. We had 3 technical guys from Microsoft with no business backend other than me, right? Because mine came from family business. I wasn't professionally trained in business. And I graduated computing science. I only took 1 year of business. But you want to build a team that also knows how to do that, has the sort of the business side of things. You got to fill in the gaps as much as possible. You don't want to do a startup with like 3 tech guys. That's what I did. Man, that was a big mistake, right? Because your business will grow very slow, right? So you want to keep everything in-house. Do things that doesn't scale, right? A lot of people like, I'm going to build this thing because I want to automate it. Well, you know what? If it doesn't make sense to automate, if you're only getting 10 orders a day, you don't need something to automate your orders and make it simpler. Just, probably focus on marketing and get more orders. Then figure out when you cannot handle it anymore. That's the time to scale, right? Give value to the users, right? Basically, it's almost cliche now, but at the end of the day, you should be believing in building value. It's not being cool or being first. It's presenting the value. If you can give value, trust me, the customers will come back, and customers will get you, even if you never really market it to them. They will hear your name. build a brand, recognizable. That I know a lot of people, they don't have a brand, they don't have a name, and that's what's important, because it's not just the tech that's important. You can have the best tech that nobody's heard of, and you're probably not going to get anywhere, right? But we are now where we are. There's Twitter. There's so many things you can do. So you can get your name out there in good and bad things, but you can get your name out there very quickly. Unlike before, 20 years ago, it was very hard. But now you can just you can probably tag Kim Kardashian, and then next thing you know, you're in the news, right? Or better yet, do something political, you'll probably be in the news, right? So be data driven. Use the data. I mean, this is my bread and butter, but use the data to make your decisions. Don't just hula hula, right? Don't just guess. The data is there, right? So use that to figure out what's going on with your startup and what you need to change. And yeah, I mean, the last thing is you gotta learn. You gotta make mistakes. It's okay to fail. That's cliche, right? But you have to just go out there, try it. Don't be scared. But like I said, that's the biggest change here in the Philippines, because our culture is very different, right? Our culture is, when you fail, your family's gonna go. They talk down to you and everything. So that's the culture clash with what a startup mindset is. People are scared to go out and try something because failure is no excuse here. Our culture, your parents are not gonna accept failure, right? Your aunties, your lolas, they're not gonna accept failure. So that was one of the things that I always mentioned when I was doing startup talks before, that the culture needs to change, right? And that's what sort of hard makes people um, kind of like steer away from trying new things, right? Because they don't want to fail, right? So, but yeah, you have to learn from failure and then get up again and then do it again, right? So yeah, so I am now willing to uh, answer any questions if there's any.
Thank you, Sir Mike.
Okay.
So yes, everyone, so if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. Huwag na kayo mahiya, guys. In the Q&A section as well. Yeah, so we have this first question from Sir Elmer, right? What's the most difficult part in starting up that hits you the hardest?
What's the most difficult part? Okay, that hits you the hardest? Simple. So you have your great idea, right? And then you do something about it, and it doesn't take off. So that's when reality bites you in the butt. And I mean, some of the causes of that is probably because you didn't do enough market validation. But it is very hard to build something because that's your baby, right? You're going to put in effort to build it. And then, you let it out, you let it loose, but nobody's using it. Nobody uses it. You have your hopes that, okay, people are going to like this thing. They're going to use it. It's going to help. It's going to change the world. And then boom, you're looking at the user count and there's nobody downloading, nobody using it. And it's a hard hit. But the thing is, those things can be prevented, right? Those things can be prevented early, but it is very, very hard. It's very hard. It's one learning you will learn very quickly. Let me put it that way. Yeah.
Yes, agree, sir. Yeah. So next question.
I have a question, Jambi.
Yes.
To Mike. Since most of our customers are in the Philippines, most of your customers are in the Philippines. Do you see it as an issue, or is there a challenge since we don't have a region locally, or AWS region locally? Is it a challenge?
It's not in terms of the AWS aspect. It's not really a big challenge. I mean, number one, so we're using Singapore as our region. I don't see any problems with it. I mean, we have other platforms that's running on Azure, and Azure has the same thing. We use Singapore also. Um, it's I don't think it would be a region problem. I think most of it is the telco problem actually. Or what we have, right? I think the region is okay because I compare AWS and Azure because we have different platforms sitting in both cloud solutions, no? So I have the luxury to do a base comparison, right? So I don't see a problem just using the Singapore region. What we see though is, sometimes obviously the telco sometimes it cuts off, right? So it really tosses our real-time messaging, right? So yeah, I think it's more of a telco thing. I don't think it's a big hit with that not having a region in the Philippines. We're okay there.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, sir, I have a question as well.
Go. Don't be
So,
shy. Don't be
thank
shy.
you. Yeah. So so why did you choose AWS for the hosting? Why not Azure or the other providers? No. So what's your differentiating factor with?
Okay, so well, definitely Azure. Sorry, AWS is a lot cheaper, right? So our other platforms that sits on Azure are mostly our client platform. So we developed, right? So we manage. So I know the costing around that, right? With AWS, it's a lot cheaper. So and then you know I can tell you right now, if I had to do a comparison, I find Azure a lot easier, right? Because they're more of a click and go. Although AWS is now starting to become like that, you could do click and go. But um, several years ago, a couple years ago, AWS is a lot more console stuff, right? If you wanted to manage your Linux EC2, you're gonna have to learn some console commands. Um, um, Azure is a lot easier, I guess, to the end user because everything is, it's like a GUI, right? It's like Windows. You just click, 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 click. But because of that, there's a little bit of a premium, right? So they're a little bit more expensive, right? So if you're willing to learn how to do it the hard way, which is going through the consoles, then AWS is actually, you know, it's they're they're almost, in my opinion, they're almost the same in terms of what capabilities they have, but it's a lot cheaper. It's a cheaper alternative on AWS, right? It's a little bit more pain in the butt sometimes, right? But it's cheaper. And you got to weigh your options. And then in my case, being in COVID and stuff like that, I wanted to launch something with as cost efficient as possible, right? So that's why AWS was chosen.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to your point, very cost efficient sa AWS. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have a question from Sir Jonas. No? So he's another panelist later on. So his question is, do they have their own warehouse for the products or getting it from the wet market?
No, actually, ours is direct from the farmer or supplier. Yeah, so we get it straight from the farm. We don't, because remember, our main goal is freshness. So we want to deliver it the same day. So we don't store goods anywhere. So when you order, basically the farm will harvest and then it goes out, gets delivered direct to the user, or sorry, the customer.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, and then guaranteeing the freshness then of this.
Yes.
Yeah. So yun, I think we don't. That's the last question. So yeah, thank you, Sir Mike, for this interesting talk. So yeah, nakita niyo naman, it's it's really like it takes a lot of hard work to build a business, right? And it takes yung timing, right? And also yung you have to have a business strategy, right? And also yung importance of putting your kumbaga, putting your money where your mouth is, right? So which is bootstrapping before getting the funding, right? So yun, very interesting and very inspiring. And nakita natin how si Sir Mike was also able to leverage yung AWS and its cost effectiveness in order to build his platform in AWS. Right? Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Mike. So yeah.
No problem.
Thank you. So Sir Rafi, so for the next section, si Sir Rafi will introduce our special guest, Sir Rafi.
Yes. All right. So hello, everyone. Thank you again for staying with us. At the moment, we will do a short break, and we have invited a very special guest from the Love Project, Julia Sarad, to serenade us, especially now in the month of February, or the Love Month. Julia, can you share your screen? A video, by the way.
Thank you, Sir Rafi. Hello, everyone. My name is Julia, and I am from the Love Project. Here we go now. 3 little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Summer came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little ghost double dutch on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we got it wrong, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Ooh, don't you hesitate, girl, put your record on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dream. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea in a bar by the roadside. Just relax, just relax. Don't you let those other boys fool you. Gotta love that afro hairdo. Maybe sometimes we feel afraid, but it's alright. The more you stay the same, the more things seem to change. Ooh, don't you think it's strange? Girl, put your record on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dream. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. 'Twas more than I could take. Pity for pity's sake, some nights kept me awake. I thought that I was stronger, and you're gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer. Do what you want to, girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dream. Just go ahead, let your head down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dream. Just go ahead, let your head down. You're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow. Thank you so much, everyone, and good evening to all, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are feeling great. And by the way, my name is Julia, and that's right, I am from the Love Project of Resorts World Manila, and I am here to sing a couple of beautiful songs for all of you to enjoy. For my next song, I would like to give you a song from Alicia Keys. And if you want to sing along with me, go ahead. Here we go. Ug maayong gabi sa atong mga Bisaya. Hey! Grew up in a town that is famous as a place of movie scenes. Noise is always loud, there are sirens all around, and the streets are mean. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere, that's what they say. See my face in lights, on my name marquees found down on Broadway. Even if ain't it all it seems, I got a pocket full of dreams. Baby, I'm from New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York. On the avenue, there ain't never a curfew. Ladies work so hard. Such a melting pot on the corner selling rock. Preachers pray to God. Hail a gypsy cab, takes you down from Harlem to the Brooklyn Bridge. Some will sleep tonight with a hunger for more than an empty fridge. Hey, I'ma make it by any means. I got a pocket full of dreams. Baby, I'm from New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York. One hand in the air for the big city. Street lights, big dreams are looking pretty. No place in the world that can compare. Put your lighters in the air, everybody say yeah, 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 yeah. For New York, come on, Sir Jonas. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York. Thank you so much. What an energy. Maraming salamat po. And to move on, I'm going to give you my favorite OPM song of all time. This is from the Sugar Free. And yes, this is very popular. Here we go. Thank you so much for having me tonight. We still have 2 more songs. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here. Bawat sandali ng aking buhay, pagmamahal mo ang aking taglay. San man mapadpad ng hangin, hindi magbabago aking pagtingin. Pangako natin sa may kapal na tayo lamang sa habang buhay maghintay. Ipaglalaban ko ang ating pag-ibig. ako'y darating. Pagkat sa isang taong mahal mo ng buong puso, lahat ay gagawin. Makita kang muli, oh, oh, oh. Puso'y nagdurusa, nangungulila, iniisip ka pag nag-iisa, naaalala mga sandali nang tayo ay magkapiling. Ikaw ang gabay sa aking tuwina, ang aking ilaw sa gabing mapanglaw. Tanging ikaw, ipaglalaban ko ang aking pag-ibig. Maghintay ka lamang, ako'y darating. Pagkat sa isang taong mahal mo ng buong puso, lahat ay gagawin. Makita kang muli, makita kang muli, makita kang muli. Thank you so much. Nasaan na ba ang aking panday? Char. But thank you so much again for having me. But before I sing my last song for tonight, I would like to tell you a little something about the Love Project of Resorts World Manila. It means live on request virtual entertainment. And what we do in Love Project is we give online performances. You say birthdays, anniversaries, webinars, events, you name it. We are your people for that. And we have been doing it for the past 8 months. And it is actually Resorts World Manila's way of helping their struggling artists, especially that a lot of us have lost their jobs because of the pandemic. And now I am so happy to be able to perform for you all. Of course, special thanks to Sir Rafi for having me here. Maraming salamat po from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to leave you with a song from Sarah Bareilles. Here we go. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy this one. I wanna see you big brave. Just wanna see you. Thank you so much, everyone. I wanna see you big brave. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you, Miss Julia. So, napaka-amazing. Yes. Nakakahilig naman, no? Being serenaded by Miss Julia in the love of, in the month of hearts. Yes. Yeah. So, thank you, Miss Julia. Thank you for the lovely evening. So, yeah. For continuing on with the program, we still have one speaker left. So, let me introduce our next speaker. So our next speaker is a web and mobile app developer by profession. He is also the CEO and founder of Pabile Delivery, right? Providing jobs to riders and allowing consumers to safely and affordably shop for food, groceries, medicines, and dry goods. So now let's welcome Sir Jonas Dulay. Sir Jonas, take it away.
Hello? Okay naman. Rinig ba?
Yep, rinig naman.
Yeah, ayan. Ayun. Thank you for a great introduction and thank you for this opportunity to introduce our company. Anyways, what a great performance, Ma'am Julia. Thank you. Ayun, tonight, I want to talk about something that is going to be really interesting to give you a better perspective on what we do. All right? To start this, actually, I didn't prepare a pitch deck, but I proudly show a teaser of our Pabili app, which is made by myself. All right. Gonna show my screen. Second. Okay naman ba yung sound?
Yes, John, it's okay.
Thank you, thank you. Alright. So, kita naman siguro yung screen. Ayan. Tunig din ba yung sound?
Hindi siya rinig. I think you also have to share sound, no, Jonas?
Go to view options, share sound on the top. Usually like an option, share sound.
View option. Wait a second. Music or computer sound only. Anyways, share sound. Ayan, okay ba? Okay. Okay na, ayun. Yun na yan. Yun na yung teaser. And now, nakakagutom. Nagutom ako bigla. Ayun. Now that you saw, what our app can do, let's talk about our company goals and vision. All right. Probably the main goal is to provide convenience in managing services for our consumers in affordable manner. Thus, we target the things that our consumers needed in a daily basis, such as essentials like groceries from supermarkets, and even from local wet markets. Yung sa mga palengke, kahit ano pa, kahit, basta nasa palengke kahit ano pwede. And also for pharmacies, medicines, and dry goods, or even non-food items, dinideliver namin yan. Ayun. So the app is free to download and payment is only done when you order or use our services. Ayun. So the vision of the app is to provide accessibility and convenience right on the consumer fingertips. Just like any founders, we want to make Pabile one of the needed apps in uh, in the smartphones. Ayun. So currently, we are only operating in Laguna and nearby. We are only operating specifically in San Pablo, Laguna, and nearby municipalities for 1 year. Maybe some of you think that why is this kind of app only operates on this area only? To answer it frankly, the one I showed in the video is not the production app. The deployed app is still the one I made for MVP, which I made for about 2 months for testing the market and our business model. So, meaning to say, hindi ko agad, I mean, hindi ako masyadong nag-aksaya ng time or parang hindi ko agad nilupitan yung application nung nagsisimula pa lang. Kasi I need to know the market first and try the business model. Kasi minsan yung business model, madalas siya nag-change. Actually, we changed the business model maybe mga 10 times already yung MVP stage namin. Kasi madami kaming na-experience na yung cash flow hindi maganda. But we give a good service to our consumers. Pero yun nga, we need to make a good cash flow for our investor and also to continue operating. Tulad nga ng sinabi ni yung last speaker, sorry, Sir Mike, ayun, the app comes from my own wallet or my own budget, I mean, from my own savings. Ayun, since we are currently bootstrapping and ayun. And the good news is that now we are done validating our business model and standard operation process. And we hear our users' voices. And that's why we made the new app which I showed you. And we will be ready to expand with it this coming months. Ayun, that's all for our company introduction. And I'm going to talk now about my experience using AWS. Ayun, a short flashback before I start using AWS. Okay. Wait lang. Okay naman yung sound? Okay ba?
Okay naman, okay naman.
Yep, malinaw.
Duda kasi
Okay lang yan.
ako sa mic na to eh. Sorry. Ayun, nasan na ulit ako? My experience using AWS. Ayun, so for small, short flashback, before I start using the AWS, I use some hosting which offers dedicated server plans in a lower cost. Pero hindi naman pala dedicated. Ayun. Maybe some of you also know that may mga plans dyan nakalagay dedicated pero ayun na, hindi naman pala. Anyways, I use it because easy to set up kasi may cPanel sila. Of course, anyone would like to just click lang, walang no coding or no commands na kailangan. Anyways, ayun. So kaya ko siya pinili. And after the execution of the app, nung nagsisimula pa lang kami, of course, for my end, okay lang yung app, just plain okay. And then, sa customers namin, sa users, side, it was like me. Ganun lang. Kumbaga parang, yun na yun, ang bagal, ganun. And then, I mean, hindi ko naman siya actually talaga na, hindi ko naman kailangan puntahan sila talaga dun sa lugar nila to try the app. But I actually try it na, basta ewan ko, basta yung may mga customers kami na nagko-complain na mabagal daw, and ayun. So, I thought na it's from the coding side. Okay. But after I optimize the page, ito, share screen ko lang. Maybe this one. Teka lang. Wala. Hindi ko makita. Ayun. Ayan. Na-optimize ko na siya up to 100% and then 95, and then the loading time is 1.8, blah blah blah, so on. Hindi pa din siya sapat na I mean, wala pa din nangyari dun sa customer side. Kumbaga, still may pa din yung reaction nila. And ayun, medyo nag-aalangan na ako kasi dito nakasalalay yung yung business namin. And I concluded na I should invest better in the server, hindi lang dun sa app. And ayun, nag-decide ako na i-build up yung courage ko to set up AWS server. Bakit to build up my courage? Kasi medyo skeptical ako nung una to use the AWS because yung UI niya is scary. Kumbaga pag may napindot kang hindi mo alam or something. Ganun yung mindset ko nung una. Na pag may napindot ka na something na hindi dapat, patay yung server kumbaga bigla or something, charge ka ng malaki ganun. Anyways, ayun, but nung na-deploy ko na yung app using AWS, it just wow. Ayun, I felt some kind of achievement na na-feel ko na yung optimization na ginawa ko. And also, na-feel na din ng mga users namin kung gaano kabilis yung app. Kasi ginawa ko na lahat from the coding side. Pinakita ko sa inyo yung optimization. And hindi pa din, nung nandun pa din ako sa same server, wala talaga. And ayun nga, ang ginamit ko nun is free pa din, free share ng AWS, which is T2 Micro ata. And I just, ganito yung free nila. Wow! Ganon. Ganun lang yung reaction. Sorry, medyo exaggerated ata ako, pero ganun talaga yung yung reaction ko when using AWS. And ayun, dapat nung una pa lang nag-AWS na ako. Kasi una sa lahat, pwede ko pala ma-deploy yung app ko na libre lang. Kumbaga, babayad ko lang yung, ewan ko, hindi ako nag-route 53 for my domain. Doon natin register yung domain. I use some other domain. Basta, ewan ko, mga, for example, Namecheap, blah, blah, blah. And ayun, it just needs me some courage to start an AWS server. Also, ayun, kailangan ko din some guys na napagtatanungan. Ayun, isa doon si Sir Rafi na tumulong sa akin to set up the server. And kasi may mga error ako na hindi ko talaga alam since first time ako na nag-set up ng time na yan. But meron din akong iba na from my previous company na IT na siya yung nagmamanage ng apps namin na lahat. And doon ako nagtatanong kung paano yung security, paano yung etc. ganyan. And paano, basta mga ganun. So at least you need to build up also from the founders na mga nag-startup na yan. Build your network. Kumbaga, napakalaking tulong kumbaga kung mas madami kang kilala. Especially Mas kakailanganin mo basta kailangan mo ng network. Alright. Hindi mo kaya mag-isa yung yung isang business. Anyways, ayun, laking tulong din ng YouTube to set up it. Anyways, ayun, I'm deploying I use Laravel and I use AWS Beanstalk for deploying it. And it was just great. Sobrang wow, sobrang dali, kumbaga. Pero nasa YouTube siya, promise, nasa YouTube lang siya. Tapos medyo tanong-tanong ka na lang kung ano ba yung mga extra na security na pwede mong i-implement. And ayun, ano bang mga ginamit ko sa AWS? Beanstalk, EC2, RDS, S3, and then CloudFront. Ano pa ba? Basic na yung code commit saka code deploy, etc. And ayun, yun yung experience ko sa sa AWS, ayun. And to be frank, I'm still a newbie in AWS and just follow whatever my friends tell me. Ayun, ganun lang. So, to give you some insight kung magkano yung cost when you are using AWS as your server. Hindi ko naman, sa akin lang to so just to give some pricing maybe. Monthly, mga nasa $20 to $25 lang ako. ganun lang ka-cheap. And it didn't matter kasi nabigyan naman ako ng credits. Ayun, thank you. And ayun, anyways, to sum it up, it's a no-brainer. Basta pag nag-start up ka, just use AWS. Promise, hindi kayo magsisisi. Mag-YouTube muna, basta mag-YouTube na lang kayo for instruction kung paano i-set up. And promise, hindi kayo magsisisi. Kasi nung gumamit pa ako ng ibang server, kasi ginamit ko siya kasi mas cheap or mas madali magamit, mas lalo ako nawala ng users. So kasi the first impression last, di ba? So lalo na when it comes to loading time, pag nagtagal ng 3 to 5 or 5, let's say 5 seconds na naglo-loading pa din yung page mo, baka probably alis na yung user. So you should try to invest learning AWS and also lakasan lang ng loob, promise. Pero ginhawa pagkatapos. Ginhawa talaga. Ayun. I think let's proceed with the Q&A. Ayun, medyo matagal ba yun? Share or sakto lang. Ayun.
Thanks, Sir Jonas. So yeah, rinig naman. So we'll proceed with the Q&A. So guys, if you have any questions.
Sorry.
Yeah, rinig naman. Yeah, so chat away lang, guys.
So, yeah, I think madami na atang nagtanong na from the previous sessions, no? And I think what I appreciate with Sir Jonas's talk is that you can really see as a founder or even as a tech founder, no, you can really leverage AWS itself. As a founder, malakas na loob mo, di ba? So, dapat willing ka rin maglakas ng loob sa AWS din. No? But to the others, if you also want to try click, you can always use Light Sail, yung pinakita ni Jon Bonso nung start, no? As well. Mas cPanel look siya, and baka mas madali siya i-click, no? Pero as you grow, parang easy to start, yung click panel, pero yung Beanstalk also, and hard to overgrow or outgrow, hard to outgrow. So that's the beauty of AWS, I think I would like to say. Any questions?
Just
go ahead.
Ayun, napakabilis din pala mag-scale up kung gusto mo dun sa AWS. For example, medyo mataas na yung traffic mo. Ayun, medyo mo lang, tataas mo lang yung instance at pero yun ang ginagawa ko tinataas ko lang instance. And then, yung database medyo hindi ko naman siguro. Ayun, ganun lang kasimple. Ayun, yun lang.
Sir, Sir Jonas, we have a question from Sir Elmer. So, mga ilang users na ba ngayon ang gumagamit ng pabili?
Ayun, regarding sa users, probably unique users, probably 30K up plus something, ayun, ganun. And mostly gumagamit nun is web. So, yung mobile app, minsan, ano siya medyo bumabagal din minsan yung app kasi naka-web view lang yon. Nung una, ngayon kasi yung naglabas kami na, tulad yan sinabi ko nung una, yung MVP na deployed is just 2 months ko lang 2 months ko lang ginawa. So from mobile and web, ayun. So yung time na from mga 6 months or 5 months, ginugol ko ngayon doon sa bagong app na pinakita ko sa inyo. Ilalabas namin this coming March.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, I have a question din, no? Kasi you did mention na you're operating in Laguna and yung municipalities around it. So, do you have a province or do you plan to expand sa Metro Manila in the near future? And if so, what province ba yung parang inaay mo, or at least what city in Metro Manila?
Actually, we target first the provinces first before the Metro Manila. Kasi masyado malaki yung competition sa Metro Manila. Nandiyan yung Food Panda and nandiyan din yung Grab Food. And then although hindi naman kami takot. Hindi naman sa takot. Yung parang may chance pa kami na talagang lumaban muna and build our brand dun sa mga provinces area na hindi nila nakikater. Alright? Ayun, so ayun. This coming months nga, we are going to expand na. And ayun, hopefully na maging okay lahat. Ayun.
Yun. So yeah, very optimistic ako sa and ang ganda rin ng 30,000 unique users, and ang ganda na you're building your niche sa Laguna, right? So at least you get to help the community there then and the small businesses, right? Yeah. Diba? Very important yun eh. Okay. Yeah. So so do you have any questions, guys? So you can chat before we proceed to the next part of our program. Okay. Yeah. So din? Thank you very much Sir Jonas for the talk. So ang ganda rin ng we saw na really first impression last, right? So if you tama nga yung point ni Sir Jonas na if mabagal yung app mo, right? So if tinipid mo siya sa server cost, right? Maapektuhan talaga yung users mo right? Yun yung unang ma-feel nila right? So we see Sir Jonas here using and leveraging AWS for the server of the Pabili Express, right? So with that na-reduce na yung cost, and actually bumilis yung app and using credits then, right? So ang daming credits, di ba? Binibigay ni AWS, you're able to minimize yung cost mo overall.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Sobra. Kasi binigyan ata ako last 3 months or 5 months ago, Sir Rafi. And I haven't,
di ba? Ang daming credit na reinvest.
I haven't paid anything hanggang ngayon. Sobrang napakalaking tulong sa amin. And ayun, thank you so much AWS team, and ayun, God bless you lahat.
Yun. So yun, investment lang talaga, right? Yung sabi nga ni Sir Jonas kanina na aaralin mo lang talaga si AWS and kumbaga bumabalik talaga. Like si Sir Jonas sabi mo, diba, haven't paid like a positive AWS bill in a few months, diba? So that's very good in terms of launching our concept, our product, diba, and turning it into an MVP, right? Very startup friendly si AWS eh.
Yeah. Kung alam ko lang talaga ng una, ang lupit. Sobrang bilis talaga ng AWS, walang bayad na advert. Ito sinasabi ko, hindi bayad tong advertisement, but from my actual experience using it. Okay, ayun. So, basta, I think lahat naman siguro ng umattend dito is AWS users, Diba? Yeah.
AWS users. Yeah.
So,
thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Jonas. So yeah, we'll proceed to the next part of our program, right? So if you have any questions, you can reach out to our speakers, to our panelists directly rin, right? So yeah, let me share my screen. So we have a short program lang after this, right? So yeah, allow me to share my screen. Wait lang. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you guys can see my screen. View, present.
Yep, we can.
Yep, we can.
Yep. So yun, so we have a short program lang before this. So stay lang kayo, we have prizes. Right. So yeah, first so si Sir Rafi, so I'll introduce si Sir
Yes.
Rafi in our next part of the program. Sir Rafi, can you take it away?
All right, thank you. I just use our slide. No? So guys, as you can see, from our what's common between all our speakers actually is they have leveraged AWS, and not just AWS, but also AWS Activate. No? So as you can see, AWS really helps enable startups to grow lean, meaning cost efficient, or really allows you to focus on the business itself, and really helps you with the not just the infrastructure but also on the cost. No? So you can have zero upfront costs. You can definitely launch faster. As you can see, yung iba dyan, you don't have to be super complex. You can use WordPress, PHP. No? PHP is still alive and well running. No? Hindi mo kailangan maging super advance yung infrastructure mo at the beginning, right? You focus on the business and you can experiment more often talaga. So that's the power of being on the cloud, especially on AWS. Next slide, please. So as mentioned, all of them have used the AWS Activate program. So the AWS Activate program is, it provides startups with low cost, easy to use infrastructure needed to scale and grow. Okay, the AWS Activate program provides you, the startups, with the resources, need to quickly get started on AWS, including number one, credits. So na-mention ng two of our speakers, I think all three, got good credits, access to training, and even support, right? Next slide. So I'm your AWS Scout. So if you want and you want to leverage AWS, you can. Number one criteria is you have to have your bootstrap, meaning you don't have accelerators or VCs. No? You must have at least 2 members, or basically kumpanya na talaga, more or less. No? Hindi yung ikaw lang mag-isa, may idea ka lang, tapos wala ka namang team member. You must have a MVP. So a simple MVP will do. And of course, you have to set a meeting with me, between the scout, that's myself, and prepare your pitch deck. No? So I would need your pitch deck. So if you are interested, just email Rafi at AWSUG.PH with the subject line AWS Activate application. Right.
So yeah. Hi guys. So yeah, thank you Sir Rafi. So sa AWS Activate, so with AWS Activate, you'd be able to apply for these credits and the training, right? And very valuable yon for the startup. So it helps you, equip you to succeed talaga. So thank you for that, Sir Rafi. And again, so you can email si Sir Rafi at AWSUG.PH. Yeah, so that's all for the monthly meetup, right? But we do have a game, right? So we have a game following this. So it's a 10-minute game that you can earn prizes then. So our prizes is we have three exam codes, free coupon codes from Tutorials Dojo, right? And we're also going to have some surprise prizes after that. So yeah, before we go to the quiz, so let me introduce to you our March 2021 meetup, right? So it's going to be next month. It's also March 18, 2021. So it's about serverless and managed services. So with serverless and managed services, you get to leverage talaga AWS. And this time you're not using any servers. You're not paying by the hour. You're paying per use, right? So serverless, it's actually just beyond Lambda, right? It's DynamoDB, it's S3. It allows you to have that service that you don't have to maintain the server, right? So it allows you to focus on what value you bring to the customer. Diba? Kaysa naman you spend all your time managing, fixing, patching the database, meron namang RDS, right? And stuff like that. So that's going to be the focus of our monthly meetup for March 2021. So after this, I'll push the publish button for the event page, and you guys will receive an email. So you can RSVP as early as now, and we'll also start pubbing it in a few days, right? So yeah. Sir Rafi, do you have the quiz? So Sir Rafi will be our game master for tonight.
All right, thank you very much. No? So as mentioned, guys, so that actually generally wraps up our meetup. No? Pero, so those who want to stay, I know it's a little bit late, it's 9:10. For those who want to stay and play a game, I'm now currently sharing my screen. And you should now be able to see the QR code, actually the link, so to join our game. No? So if you can visit ahaslides.com, can somebody also help me chat it? ahaslides.com/3EAFA. Let me see if I can show the QR code. No? There you go. Okay, currently, I now have 10 people joining the game. No? As mentioned earlier, we have prizes from, we do have prizes in terms of either practice exams, AWS credits, or maybe something from the swag store. You really don't know, or even just learning, right? So we have a game for you. All right, so let's just give it a couple of minutes, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, to see how many people will join. So currently in my lower right, I can see that we have 27 people joining the game. Oh, maybe 26. Oh, it's going down. All right, 26. Okay, I have 25 hearts. Thank you for the hearts, everyone. And all right, let's proceed. Now we have 26 players. Okay, player.
So yun, sir, add ko lang, no, we're also giving away 20 coupon codes with 30% discount, no, from Tutorials Dojo. So thank you si Sir Jon Bonso, our first speaker. So yun.
Wow,
right,
amazing.
Para ma-motivate kayo, no? It's not
Amazing,
just about the first top 3, right? It's also about those who will participate.
Amazing. So parang almost everyone gets a prize, no? More or less. Kung 27 lang to. Grabe, galing. Oh, 28 na. Biglang dumami because of that announcement. Amazing. All right. We have 28 players. I know it's a little bit late, but thank you again. This is our way of showing our appreciation. All right. Oh. Oh, uy. Nangyari dun sa click. All right, so we have 26 players. Here's our name. Let's start the quiz. Question 1 out of 10. This is 4 picks, 1 word. No? So we'll show you a pick, and you have to type the answer.
So ito, this is an AWS service, you know?
Yes, this is an AWS service that you have to type and get what it is. No? So we have a person on the upper left with a question mark showing a, we also have a Presto and a biscuit. Right, we have 11 answers. We still have 10 seconds left to answer.
Ano kaya to, Sir Rafi?
4, 3, 2, 1. All right, time's up. Let's see people's answer. So people are answering other answers, but majority got Amazon Athena correct, no? So Amazon Athena is an interactive query service that makes it easy to analyze data in Amazon S3 using standard SQL. All right. Next question, next riddle, no? Our top score right now is Via Jera Cebuana. All right. Next. Question number 2. Okay, look at your phone. There you go. Ano to? Parang ang hirap ng clues and images. May parang math ata. Challenging. This is a challenging one, guys.
Wrong level to chart,
This is prepared by our
Kaya yan.
other leader, Sir Chard, no?
Or may onting challenge.
Onting challenge, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, answer is walang nakakuha. Madaming iba yung sinagot. Amazon bracket yung sagot dito, guys. So, Amazon bracket is a fully managed quantum computing. No? So, kaya medyo may math doon, no? That helps researchers and developers get started with technology to accelerate research and discovery. All right, next question. Tingnan natin yung leaderboard. Kung nagbago, wala kasi walang nakakuha ng answer. Okay, next one. Question number 3. Ayan, tingnan nyo yan. Uy, interesting to, di ba? May parang umaapoy. May parang nag-garden. Alright, mayroon tayong 40 seconds, 30 seconds na lang para i-type yung answer. We are all guessing the AWS service, by the way. Okay, 9, 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Right, wala pa rin nakakuha, guys. Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose. May close answer yung Firehose and Amazon Firehose, no? Pero in this case kasi, tinitingnan natin yung data Firehose, no? Very specific yung tinanong. Sige, don't worry, guys. Pinahirapan talaga namin to sa simula. No, but Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose is the easiest way to reliably load streaming data, okay, specific to data into data lakes, data stores, and analytics services. All right. Okay, next, may chance pa. Don't worry. Madami pa tayong questions, no? Hindi pa nagbago yung leaderboard natin. Ito, kaya-kaya nyo to. Yan, look at your phone. Ayan, may parang Earth, tingnan. Tapos may parang, alam mo yung, nung bata pa tayo, naglalaro tayo sa papel. Yung ballpen yung gamit. Shoot mo, gano'n. Tapos pag natamaan mo yung shooting stars pala yan, nung bata ka, di ba? Gaganon. Tapos gagawa ka ng nanganganak yung shooting stars mo. Ayan. Tapos nandyan na, ayan, oh, ang lower right, napaka-clue. Nandyan si, Aquaman. No? At tira natin if may nakakuha. Ang dami nakakuha this time. Ayun, gumalaw na, guys. So, the correct answer is Amazon Neptune. So, Neptune is a fast, reliable, fully managed graph database service that makes it easy to build and run applications that work with highly connected data sets. So, if this is a database service. All right. So, yeah, we still have a lot of players involved. So, let's go next. Question number 5. Ayan. Ako, nandyan pa si Captain America, no?
One level to charge. Maganda to.
Maganda. Tingin ko makakahula naman.
Yan, may mga 11 answers na tayo. Mukhang kayang-kaya nila. Ano to? Yan, may star. May Captain America nandyan. Tapos may ice. Oh, may ice. Ang lamig-lamig. Parang pang matagalan. Long term. Long term dito, matagalan. Yan. So, 11 nakakuha din ng Amazon S3 Glacier. No? So, may sumagot ng ice migration. Naku, wala tayong AWS service ng ice migration, unfortunately. No? So, Amazon S3 Glacier and S3 Glacier Deep Archive are secure, durable, and extremely low-cost Amazon S3 cloud storage classes for data archiving and long-term backup. Right? So, very close yung bucket kanina, no? Alright, tingnan natin yung leaderboard. Ayan, gumalaw na guys. Nako, yung top 1 natin ngayon ay si Eric, Bob, Roland, Neil, Jason, and SM. Okay, next. Medyo bilisan natin, 30 seconds na lang yung answer time instead of 40 seconds. Alright, ready? Okay, let's continue. Question 6, halfway point. Look at your phone.
Gusto ko to, Chard.
Ayan, ano to? May social security system. Meron ding lady in the lower left. Parang storage mart, no? Storage mart. Ganyan. Tapos may pangligo sa kanan. Pangligo. Yan, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Uy, madami nakakuha. 11 din, no? Itong 11 na to, magaling. So, may sumagot pa rin ng S3 bucket. So, yung answer lang dito is S3. No? That's the service. Very close ulit yung S3 bucket. Pero for now, ang kinuha nating answer is S3. Right? So, Amazon S3 is an object storage service that offers industry-leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. All right, next question. Question 7. Ayan, tingnan nyo yung phone nyo or yung browser. Ano naman to? May magnifying glass, pero may nagka-camping. May parang lumang libro. Tapos may jet plane. Ano kayang service to? Ako, nahirapan yung mga tao. 8 lang yung sumasagot pa so far.
Challenging. Di raw pang startup, sabi ni Ricardo.
Hindi ata pang startup to. Tingnan natin ano tong service na to. Time's up.
Tingnan natin may makuha.
CloudTrail. Guys, may 3 nakakuha, no? May pumili ng IAM, Inspector. Hindi siya, yeah, CloudTrail siya, guys. Ayan. So, CloudTrail is a service that enables governance, compliance, operational auditing, risk auditing of your AWS account. No? Kaya siya may trail doon, may compliance. No? Yeah, tayo sa image. Alright, next question. Tingnan natin. Yun, nakuha ni Erickson, Bob, and yung iba pa, Roland, Neil. Madami nakakuha din. Question 8. So, third to the last. Pwede pang humabol. Look at your phone. Ano to? Yan, parang may magic beans. Oh, magic beans. Tapos may nagpo-point up. Tapos may drawing.
Isa to sa mga na-discuss kanina.
Isa daw sa, yan no, may clue na. Na-discuss to kanina. No, ginamit to ng isang startup kanina. Alright. Oy, dadami nakakuha nga. 22. It's AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Alright. No? May nag-answer Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. Sayang. Actually, ang correct answer talaga dito is AWS Elastic. No, hindi Amazon. For next time, consider natin ito. Amazon Elastic Beanstalk. May trick pala yan, guys, na napansin ko kung kailan nyo ma-define kung AWS or Amazon. Basta, kailangan internally lang within AWS magagamit. Ano yun? AWS. Pero let's say, yung S3, di ba? Madaming components pwedeng gumamit nun, even outside. Amazon yun. Amazon S3. So medyo yun yung napapansin kong trick, no? Kung kailan siya AWS or Amazon yung prefix ng isang service. Right? Okay, so AWS Elastic Beanstalk is an easy-to-use service for deploying and scaling web application services developed in Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Go, and Docker. On familiar services such as Apache, Nginx, Passenger, and even IIS. No? Right. So next question, more survey lang to, no? Bago tayo magbigay sa mga last few questions. Did this meetup help you with new learnings or knowledge? Right, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you, guys. Okay, question 9. Ito, hindi kailangan mabilisan. Look at your phone lang. Arjun.
Malapit na charge.
may EDSA ata. No, EDSA. Medyo may bottleneck o medyo traffic. May bata din na matanong ganun, naglalaro. 3, 2, 1, 0. Tingnan natin if may nakakuha. Ayun, isa ang nakakuha. This is AWS Load Balance or the application load balancer. So Elastic Load Balancing automatically distributes your incoming traffic across multiple targets, such as EC2 instances, containers, IP address, in one or more availability zones. All right, next. Tignan natin yung leaderboard natin. Okay, may one last question pa tayo, guys. So pwede pang humabol talaga, no? Next. Question 10. Look at your phone. Ayan. Ang liwanag ng first image, no?
Ganda to, sir. Siguro hint lang na-mention to kanina.
Oo, na-demo yan.
Gamit na gamit to.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time's up. Ayun, light sale. Yes. Hindi siya VPC or direct connect. This was the light sale. No? So light sale is an easy-to-use virtual private server that offers you everything needed to build an application or website, plus cost-effective monthly time. So again, sabi ko nga, parang ito yung cPanel. Para just in case gusto nyo mag-start sa AWS, mabilis lang siya and simple to use. Amazon light sale siya sa AWS Docs. Ano bang sinulat namin doon? Yeah, Amazon light sale ata siya. Anyway. All right. More. Last question na kasi yun. We have a few more questions before we end and show the leaderboard. We just want to ask, are you part of a startup? Just get the feel of the audience right now. Galing. Yung iba na-inspire ata in the future sa sali ng startup.
Yeah, nakaka-inspire talaga, no? I was hearing from them. Good job, guys.
All right. So half will eventually join a startup, no? Or in the future become founders or will join a startup. Currently, we have 15% who are in a startup. Tingnan natin. Next slide. Did you enjoy the live entertainment? Ito na, last one. Again, hindi to part ng quiz, no? Walang score to. Ito yung love project. If na-enjoy niya siya, gaano siya ka-enjoy, ganyan. Or pwede rin unsure or no. Right? 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you for that feedback. May request duet daw next time. Okay, tawagin natin si Sir Brian next time para mag-duet. Kailangan lang ng partner. Okay, and last question. Again, survey pa rin, no? Overall, how was the time of the event, platform, and presentation for you? Yung very is very good, no? Good or fair?
Parang AWS exam lang, sir, no? May mga question na ganito before makita yung result.
Oo, tama.
May suspense.
Suspense, no? All right, thank you again for the feedback. We'll try to improve, no? Especially our time management. And lastly, para makuha namin, especially winners, please, at this point, enter your email address so that we know how to contact you. All right? So we can send you your prize. If you are part, either top, the top prices. And as earlier mentioned, Jambi, ilan yun? 20? What? 20 codes na ibibigay.
Yes. 20-30% off yun. Tapos yung top 3 natin will get yung free sample exam vouchers from Sir Jon and Tutorials Dojo.
Ayun. So, all right, thank you. So, na-answer nyo na. And finally, ito na, yung score. Here we go. Congratulations. Ang top 1 natin ay na-maintain ni Erickson, followed by Roland, Tyrone, Gizabala, SM, and Elmer. Tingnan natin yung other next. Si Edward, si Jobes, si Neil, si Bob. Followed by Bob. Okay, Marco, Kelvin, Randy, Jonas, and Tim. Alright. So thank you again, guys, for your time. I hope you enjoyed the night with us. And I also like to thank the rest of our team. We have Chard, Jambi, and JL also here with us. And again, if you want to volunteer, if you want to speak, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Or if you need help in your startup, again, you can also email me at rafi@awsug.ph. Right, and that's it, guys. Thank you for your time. And we'll be ending this already in a few minutes.
Yeah. Thank you, Sir Jon. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mike.
everyone.
And thank you, Jonas. Thank you, everyone.
Yan. So again, guys, kung nasa Cebu kayo, try nyo yung farmers market. If nasa Laguna kayo, try nyo yung pabili. And of course, kahit saan man kayo, and balak nyo magpa-certify, try nyo yung practice exam ni Sir Jon Bonso.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Rafi. Thanks, Jambi.
Thank you.
Thank
Sir
you.
Jon. Hi, JL. Thanks.
Hi,
Thank you,
thank
Jen.
you from my ilang degrees na ba? 10 degrees.
And so
Thank you.
and guys, so even if wala kayo sa Pilipinas, pwede mag-volunteer.
Yeah.
That's me. Wala ako sa Pinas.
Thank you, JL. Si JL yung nag-write up ng mga announcements natin.
Thanks, JL. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome po.
Yun, exciting. So yun, yung next, ano na, March 18 na yung next.
Again,
Oh.
March 18. Sir.
Seryoso guys, March 18? Birthday ko yan ah.
Boy, happy
Yun, no?
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Ayun, no? Happy birthday, JL.
Ayun eh. Hams.
So dyan, may intermission si JL. Yes.
Oh.
Glowing. Ganun.
Yun yung duet.
Ayun.
Yan yung duet with Sir John. Kasi si John, ilang beses na ito nagsabi duet. Duet ka, Sir John. Tampulan mo kami.
Hindi nyo natatanong, so kayo ko ng karaoke dito.
Ayun, no?
Ayun.
Si Sir John
Okay.
naghahanap, siya pala yung may gusto kanina.
Parang masaya. Parang maraming mabenta. Okay.
True.
Yes, sige, sure. Magano muna.
Sir John, do it tayo. Ano?
Sure, JL. Okay, game Next
Okay,
Play natin
Ano, do it. Concert na this.
Yan. Hindi mo lang pyesa, JL. So, we can do it.
I mean, I can do a
Minus
cappella,
one.
guys. Huwag niyo mong hinahamon. I can do a cappella. Huwag niyo akong hinahamon.
Anong propose mo ba?
Level up na to.
By the way, I would like to thank Serena from my fellow AWS developer advocate. Thanks, Serena, for being here. I'm not sure if
Yes, still here. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
really
Serena.
enjoyed
Yes,
myself.
Yeah.
Thanks,
So,
guys.
Yes, regards with Julian, Pita, and Stephanie Xiao.
Yes, I'll send my regards.
That's all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Serena.
Thank you.
JL, ano tayo Ano na tayo? Duet, ano?
Duet na this.
Just showing, I think it's actually good to have, Filipino culture as well. And world-class talent that we can, you can do some karaoke, but of course, you can also be on a global standard as well. So, yeah.
Yep. So, flex ko lang ang aking AWS shirt.
Oy, yung
Wow.
unicorn.
Remember this?
Sabi. Ganda.
Sir Rafi, remember this?
Actually, parang wala ako niyan. Sa anong yan? Anong event?
Pero andito ka niyan. Nung
nandito ba? Nandun ba ako nun?
Nandun ka.
Galing ba sa akin yan? Ako ba namigay niyan?
Right. Ikaw namigay nito eh.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, guys, kung gusto niyo ng own merch, nandun yung store at AWS.
Sana may delivery to UK. Gosh.
UK? Ako. Hirap.
Deliver na this.
Sige, hanapan natin ang paraan yan, no?
Yun. Gusto ko ng fleece na, ang tawag dito? Gusto ko ng fleece na jacket.
Sige, hanapan natin ang paraan. Tingnan natin anong courier ang pwede mag-ship galing Pilipinas to UK.
FedEx, DHL will do.
Sige, pakot
LBC.
ako. Pakot ako.
Sige. LBC, pwede.
Okay, sige. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you so much. No?
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Meron daw merch.amazon.co.uk din. Sabi ni Brian. No?
Sige, go. Ma-check ko na nga yan.
Thank you, Brian, for telling us that.
Thank you.
Right, thank you, everyone. And
Thank you.
Good night. Enjoy your night.
Have a great night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jambi. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.